What up? What's good, people? What is up? What is They went from the fourth level of hell and sent us down to the seventh level of hell. Why? Because then you got Kwanzaa pulling out her titties. The whore pulled out her titties. And these whore bags over here started feeling and fondling on her tits. Mike.
I don't have it to do with you. Girl, you can go over there, rant and rave. Girl, you can shake all your rainbow bright hair all you want, dear one. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this with you, dear one. I'm not doing this with you, dear one. I don't have nothing to do with you, and I'm done. Baby, you can scream my name from the rooftops from now till Jesus come back. I'm done after this.
Introduced to Tick's Meat. Do you see what I see? Did y'all really hello, casting, wardrobe, y'all let him roll up out of wardrobe with these fans on, giving us all of this, thinking we were not going to see it? We have been waiting with bated breath and anticipating all season long for the slightest glimpse, and y'all just put it out there this episode in all of its magnificent glory.
Listen, that young man said, baby, you ate on this first date, you giving up the cooch on the first date, okay? Well, you gonna run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. That's our new theme song. That is the new song. Listen, somebody need to put a beat to that. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. This what y'all got going on.
Called out Sandcastle. Sand, bitch. Ow. Oh my God, it was so funny, girl. Woo, baby, listen, let me tell you something. This shit started to turn into the precursor for some gay porn. That's what I thought it was. Because Big T is getting all, the voice starting to go deeper and get a little more wet and moist and sentimental and all this shit. And it was real gay at this point. Like, I thought the bitches was going to stop. I thought Lil Murder was going to turn Big T around and do him like he did Uncle Cliff and do the grease it up with City Lube and ran right in there. It's not a coincidence that Big T started off the conversation by trying to find out if Lil Murder was fucking Mercedes, which he found out he's not. It's also not a coincidence that he would start talking about prison. Why? Because the bitches was probably fucking in prison. Girl. Uncle Clifford, you better go get your man. Big T got plans for that. Well, he had it on look like something Big Bird vomited up or something like that. I did not like it. That Big Bird couture he was going for, it did not work. Like the pastor of a gay mega church on Easter Sunday. Okay, it was way too much sequins. He had on way too much makeup. Baby, his face looked like Yana Van Zam's neckline. Okay, just way too much makeup clumped in everywhere on his face. Get it together, sweetheart. Like, you're a big girl, so that gives you a whole lot of canvas. So that was a whole lot of makeup, honey. And Rico looked like he was auditioning to be one of the three kings, or he was auditioning to be the main character on Jesus Christ Superstar. Girl, Wayne, did you have on a blue thong or a blue G-string or something? If you did, I want to see it. Get me up in my DMs because I do want to see if you have a blue thong or a blue, jock strap, something like that. I'd love to see it. Anyway, but I liked it with the turtleneck. Now, Troy.
Well, hello, people. It's me. I am back. I am back. What up? All of that good shit. We are here for yet another interview, one of our exclusive interviews with one of the cast members down to real life reality. And today we are featuring a cast member on this show, The House of Music. And y'all know this is the house of debauchery over here. So having someone from the house of music, we're gonna have a good time with this. And if you saw from the thumbnail, we will be interviewing someone who was not only on the on the House of Music, but was also on Real Life and Music. So I guess we got a little songstress or a singer or a rapper or some type of music aficionado, but we'll find out more about that. So I introduce to some and present to others none other than the in the form themselves, Chrissy with an exclamation point. I did not forget the exclamation point.
You can't.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am well. I'd like to think I'm doing well. I am doing quite well. I'm excited to talk to you to see how this is gonna go. See what you're gonna tell me. See
I'm
what we
excited.
can unpack and uncover
Yeah. It's a
and
lot.
things like that. So I'm gonna start off.
It's the
Like
laugh. It's the laugh.
right. I'm gonna start off like I always do. I always tell people we over here in the world with the people in the Rainbow Coalition compound, so they understand a certain type of language. Give the people your jacked or grinder paragraph, name, height, status, name, weight, height, status, dick size, single, unsingle,
Oh my
all of that stuff.
god.
The people, up front, we can get that out the way, and then that makes us a lot more comfortable. Top,
Well,
bottom, verse, side. Get the people what they want. Somebody looking and
um,
watching. Somebody want to know.
well, y'all have to ask my boyfriend if y'all want to know anything about that.
Uh,
Um,
he
but
said he
my
got a
name is
boyfriend. Don't be
Chrissy
asking him them
with the
questions.
exclamation point. I'm like 5'10", 5'11". I weigh like 120 something. That bitch all around. Everything else, if y'all want to know, y'all gotta ask them. I'll let y'all know his Instagram though if y'all want to ask him.
Is he there with you?
Mm-hmm.
You gonna bring him on the cameras with you at some point?
Y'all don't
You don't
gotta know
want.
all that now, so.
He'll do all that.
He around.
Okay. Hey, boyfriend.
He's waving.
Tell him I said hi. We gonna have to hang out sometimes. Anyway, I always like to do that, and the reason that I do that is when you kind of get all of that stuff out of the way first, it makes everything easier to answer. When you kind of answer all of the hard stuff, or you be like, oh, I can answer anything now. What's your sign? When were you? When's your birthday? What's your sign?
I'm an Aquarius, the best sign out there.
Oh
February 8th
God,
is
that's
my birthday.
unfortunate.
What'd you just say?
That's unfortunate.
What's your sign?
I'm Capricorn, and
That's unfortunate.
Capricorn goes from December 22nd all the way to February 14th because we're too important just to have the regular amount of time. And we give y'all Aquarius about a week or so to celebrate. That's all y'all need is about a week.
See that right there? That is why. That's the problem right there. That's why it's
When's your birthday? Are
unfortunate.
you in January, February, Aquarius?
February 8th.
Oh. mm, mm.
We got a hater, y'all. Just so y'all know.
No, but y'all Aquarius y'all pretend not to be emotional. However, every decision y'all make is made off of your emotions. Y'all make decisions off emotion. Y'all don't show it, but when y'all do shit, it is all based on emotion. I know that about Aquarius.
I
Mhm.
think, I think, I think to a certain extent, I agree. I don't. I feel like I don't feel like we try to act like we don't have any. But like for me personally, I'm very like I don't like to live in my emotions. If that may, I'd rather just get to the point and move on. I don't want to sit here and live in
But
them.
when y'all see red, it's no stopping
No, yeah,
y'all.
there's nothing.
Once y'all see red,
I
it's just to
see red a
minimize
lot.
the casualties at this point. One thing I will say about Aquarius is that's very different from Capricorns. Y'all don't mind going back or forgiving people or after some time, giving people another chance. Us Capricorn, we don't care.
No, yeah,
One
I,
time, that's it. We cutting you off. You get no other chances.
yeah, that's true.
So, how long have you been with your current boyfriend?
We've been on and off for like 4 years. We were on and
I,
off for like
you
two
know
out of the
why I'm looking
4.
that way because when people say on and off, I have such a problem with on and off because it makes it. I just be like, we've been together 4 years.
Yeah,
All of this on and off, and I mean, did you date somebody else in the middle of these 4 years and stuff? Was you booed up with somebody else?
I mean I don't know.
Oh boy, here we go. Shout out to the boyfriend that's been putting up with you and
Yeah,
you're on and off for 4 years. I'm sure he's a nice individual having to deal with you and your on again, off again. See, that's that Aquarius in you. The on again and off again.
no, yeah. Shout out to him because I am a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a brat, but it's fine.
What's his sign?
He's a Sag.
Oh,
Mhm. Mhm.
my first was a Sag. Oh,
Mhm.
them the kind that don't mind fucking and leaving.
Mhm.
They'll do the do, get you all hyped up and going
Yeah.
on.
Yeah. Sages are different.
Yeah, they are very. They will break your heart in a minute. Oh, they'll break your heart in a minute.
So we ain't gonna go down that road.
Mm. Anyway, let's talk about some House of Music first. Let's talk about the House of Music. So, was this filmed before or after Real Life of Music?
This was after,
How long after?
like a couple weeks. I feel like we weren't even wrapped for a whole month before I walked in the
So a
house.
lot of stuff was fresh.
Very fresh.
So because we just watched episode 1 and we saw the homosexual. I'm sorry. Oh, uh, Jamal. He still was fresh off the fact that people was like, "You ain't got nowhere to live. You tried to steal that woman's furniture, sir. You living from pillar to post."
Yeah, that was yeah.
And mad at us for somebody who ain't got nowhere to stay. Why is you throwing food all around?
He looked like he needed to eat it. No shade, but
Oh, what does that mean?
however anybody want to take it is what.
How do you take it? Did he look like he was hungry?
He does. He did. He always do to me though.
What does that like? Was he too skinny? Somebody might say you skinny.
I mean, yeah, I am. I am skinny, very skinny, but I eat, and we good. Everybody know that. I eat
What's
around.
your background? What's your are your people black? They from the islands. What's your background?
My mom is Native American, Puerto Rican, and black. My dad is black.
Okay. Okay, so you got a good mixture there. A good little mixture. Okay. But back to Jamal. So you say he looks like he ain't ate in a while?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's the things that he does or if he just I don't know, but yeah, it gives that.
Was he eating like he hadn't eaten?
I've never seen him eat, so I don't know.
Oh, he didn't eat the food while well, he was throwing the food while
He
he
threw
was.
it everywhere,
Mm,
so I guess he don't eat.
mm. Would you say you and him are good? Y'all not good? What's because y'all was real contentious. And why was he so mad with you?
If somebody could tell me, that would be great. I don't know because I didn't do nothing to him. As of right now, in this very moment, I don't care for him at
Why
all.
not? Because
Like
of
I
that,
said in my
right?
confessional, I'm on whatever he's on. So if we don't want to exchange words at all, that's great. If you want to rumble, we could do that. If you want to argue, we could do that. I'm literally on his timing because I never. His issue is with himself at this point. I don't understand why I'm even in this, going through this.
Interesting. How long was he in the house? The whole time?
Like 2 hours.
Oh, he left that day
Yeah.
and didn't come back?
No.
Was he kicked out?
No, he left.
He left on his own volition?
Hmm.
Did he have a car? Did he
After
Uber? How
another
did he get there?
tantrum, then he walked out.
We didn't see the other tantrum.
Not yet.
We gon' how you know we gonna see it? Greg might have
I don't
edited
know if
that
Greg.
out.
Actually, I don't even know if it was rolling when he threw his tantrum before he left. Because this was like late at night. We was all outside, just decompressing, getting to know each other, talking. And he's over there talking to Greg. From what we see, then we hear yelling, and then 5 minutes later, he's walking out the door talking about bye. Okay.
Did he drive there?
I doubt it. Highly
Because
doubt
if he ain't got where to stay, how he got somewhere? Maybe he living in his car. I don't know.
it.
Does he have somewhere to live now?
I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know too much about that man, but his name
oh.
and what he brings to the internet.
Because Loganville is a good,
That was a
hour.
cute little minute away.
Right. And if you drive I got family that live out in Loganville. I drove there one time during rush hour. It literally took me 2.5 hours during rush hour. It
Yeah,
literally took me 2.5 hours.
it took us like 2 hours. Yeah, about 2.5 hours to get there.
Mm-hmm. It's a ride. That ain't no, oh, I'm just gonna drive out to Loganville. No, you drive to Loganville. You driving.
Yeah, I mean, whoever he went, somebody did something, or he
Yeah,
did.
that's what I'm saying. Maybe he got a car. I don't know. That's a long way to be going without, a car. That's a long way to go just for a couple hours.
Yeah,
Like
he
where
can't.
it's taking you longer to get home and back than the time you was there.
Yeah,
You sure?
literally.
You sure Greg ain't asked him to leave?
No, I'm 100% positive Greg did not ask him to leave.
Why you think Greg invited him on the show if he had such a if and I asked that because of this. He was supposed to be on Real Life in Music
Mhm.
and never became a main cast member because Greg didn't want him to be a main cast member. So why, if he wasn't good enough to be a main cast member on Real Life in Music, why would you make him a um a member of the House of Music? Like that doesn't, and this is still fresh.
I mean, I always ask Greg about his choices of casting sometimes. So
Hey
I
D.
don't know, but I feel like if it was me in Greg's shoes, to me, I would think of it as a redemption. Like, okay, you couldn't do Real Life in Music because of whatever you couldn't do Real Life in Music for. So now you gotta come in this house. You don't gotta worry about a ride. You don't gotta worry about getting there. You don't gotta worry about nothing. You're just already here. So let's see what you can do. And nothing again.
Mm.
So I don't know, but I really that's just if I was in Greg's shoes. I don't know why Greg brought him here. I wouldn't have
Well,
brought.
the people in the rumor mill say Greg be sleeping with all of the cute people. I don't know if the guy is cute or not. I never really saw him like that. He always wore that same like lime green jersey. I expected to see him walk in the door with that same, that little lime green jersey that he be wearing all the time. I done seen him in like
Either
five
that or the
pieces.
white outfit. One of them.
Maybe him and Greg had a little bust down or something like that. They say
I
Greg be
don't
sleeping with
know. I mean,
guests and
I
stuff.
don't think Greg. I don't know. I don't
I
know.
don't think my dog Greg be sleeping with nobody, but the
I can
people
say
be
that
saying that.
Greg ain't never with me. So I exclude me from the cute people. But I don't know I don't know what they be got going. I doubt it personally. I just don't
I
see that.
don't think Greg sleep with nobody, but the people love to say that about Greg.
I don't think he does. I wouldn't. I
If
wouldn't.
Greg would keep his ass off the camera, maybe the people wouldn't say that about him. Because every time we see him on the camera, he half naked, booty out, chest out, and something going on with Greg. Get off the camera, Greg.
I'm screaming. Greg love to come in the camera. Y'all gonna see Greg.
He
Y'all gonna see
do.
Greg. I promise.
Right. Greg gonna make sure you see him.
I'm
Oh.
screaming. But no, I don't think Greg is personally sleeping with anybody. It
Would you
hasn't came
have
to me, and I would have heard about it by now.
would you have fought Jamal if he jumped up to fight?
If he would have threw that plate, absolutely. If he would have came around that counter, absolutely.
We remember the last fight you had, Chrissy, with Karma.
I was
When
sober
y'all,
this
when y'all was rolling on the ground.
right.
You wasn't sober then?
Hmm.
You wasn't sober when you fought Karma?
No, I was drunk as hell. I was
I,
drunk. I was drunk, and this is the thing. I don't even know. I don't even remember if it was shown. I was drinking so much because I had walked in and there was. I always can I smoke in here because I have bad anxiety, so I just need to calm my nerves, and I couldn't. So there was a liquor bottle there, so I just started throwing the shots back, and I was just drinking so much. I didn't know it was Vay's bottle, and Vay was like, "Damn, like, are you gonna drink an entire bottle?" And I was like, "Oh my bad, I didn't even know it was yours." So I was lit.
Because originally, Karma said she came there to fight Vay.
Everybody want to pick on me. I mean, it's the right thing to
Now
do.
they picking on you.
It's the right thing to do. They see a bad bitch walking in with motion. So you need a storyline. You need, something that's gonna put you in the camera and you pick on the it's the right thing to do. I'm not mad at anybody for choosing me. I would choose me too if I saw me walking.
Oh, girl.
It's just that simple.
Girl.
Because I don't do nothing to nobody, so that's how I'm taking it. Y'all want to be in the spotlight, and I am the light. So do what you got to do. It never
I
works,
know
but
that's right. If ain't nobody else gonna sell yourself, then you could sell yourself, I guess. Um, do you regret fighting Karma?
no,
You would fight. Did you think you won that fight?
I don't think I lost.
You don't think so? You think you beat Karma down?
I'm not saying I beat nobody up. I'm not saying I got beat up. I don't. All I'm saying is this: when I'm looking at a fight, I'm looking at the hits that connected. I'm looking at how people get, whether somebody's on the ground or not. I didn't go on the ground and no, I'm on the ground. I'm still beating that bitch in the face. Bang, 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 and my hits is connecting. So no, I don't think I lost that fight.
Are you and
I
Karma good
fell,
now?
so she had an advantage on me, absolutely. But did I lose? Absolutely not. Nobody beat me up. I didn't have a black eye. I had
Mm.
no scratches. The only scratch that I got was from the ground. The ground beat me up.
Oh wow.
That's it. My face was clear. Nothing was wrong with me. So no, I know, but I didn't see her face, but I get beat up. I don't think she beat me up. I don't think I beat her up. I don't think that there was like a winner. I just didn't lose. I know that.
Are you and Karma good since then?
Yeah, we've had many conversations after that whole incident, and I understand why we fought. So, but I'm cool. I have no issues with Karma to this day. I never had an issue with Karma. So, but now she don't have an issue with me.
Coming on to the show, it wasn't that long after Real Life and Music.
Mhm.
And you had J Dot, and Jamal. Y'all were the three. Was it somebody else from Real Life and Music that was on? No.
Not right now.
So, um, J Dot was a sore spot for a lot of people on Real Life and Music. Coming out of Real Life and Music and going into this show, did you have an issue with J Dot?
No, I don't think. Like I said before, I don't think I ever had an issue with J Dot. I have an issue with what J Dot does.
And what did he do that you had an issue with?
I don't like things. I don't like fraudulent activity. I like everybody to be active,
What
like be authentic. So what I
what
mean
is
is,
that's the real big saying fraudulent activity. That could mean a lot of
so
things. What does that
when
mean?
you do things for camera, it bothers me.
So you say he's one way off camera and one way on camera?
Yeah,
What
I
did
feel
he
like
do
he
off
does, and he
camera
said
that
this though out loud in his mouth. Like I said that because I knew it was going to get a rouse out of you. I knew it was going to da da da. So you're doing things for camera. So if the camera wasn't there, would you have even said what you're saying right now? Probably not, because you said I only did that to get for the camera. That was my problem with J Dot. If you have a problem with somebody, cool, handle your. But if you don't have a problem with somebody, why do you keep picking on this person? And then on top of that, it was we all see me. If I don't fool with you, I'm not saying hi to you. I'm not giving you no hug. I'm not. There's nothing for us to talk about. I don't fool with you. I feel like it's weird if you don't like somebody or you don't like how somebody is, and you're still trying to be in their area. So
who does he not like and he was still trying to be in the area? Who
karma.
specifically are you talking about? Karma?
I don't think it's necessary that he didn't like Karma, but Karma didn't like him, and she voiced it many times. So I feel like there was no need for you to go say hi to her. There's no need for you to go try to give her a hug. No need for you to try to have a conversation with her. You're literally opening a door for y'all to argue and for you to be ignorant again. It was annoying. That was my problem with J Dot. It was just like, leave this person alone. Let's move on. Every time you say hi, it's a negative reaction. So now then you say I'm doing it because I know I'm going to get that negative reaction. That's weird to me personally. As grown adults, that's strange, and that was my issue.
Did you have a personal issue with he ever did anything to you that made you upset?
No, except saying who's going to spit on me.
Did he spit on you?
No, but that's
Why
it.
did he say don't spit on you?
I don't know. I
What
genuinely
happened
don't
that
know.
led to what happened that led to him saying he was going to spit on you?
I honestly don't remember. It's at the reunion. I think I said we was talking about. I don't even remember. I don't remember. I think everybody. I don't know. He just. I don't know. He said he gonna spit me on me at the reunion. It's out. If anybody wants to go watch it, and let me know. But I don't remember what led up to it. We were sitting down. We was going back and forth a little bit. I don't remember the exact conversation, but I felt like it had to do with what we're talking about right now.
Mm. So on the super trailer, there's this big accusation about J Dot and allegedly sexually assaulting Premiere or whatnot.
Mhm.
Who do you believe? Did you witness any of it?
I didn't witness any of what went down.
Who do you believe?
Right now, and like right now, if you're asking me right now, I am more on J Dot's side,
Who
personally.
did you believe at that time?
I don't think I believed anybody at the time. I think I was leaning more toward perimeter, but I think that was just okay. This person's coming to me upset, hurt, don't know what to do, confused, like more like a caring kind of vibe. Why lean more towards him at the time?
So why do you believe J Dot more than you believe Perimeter now?
Inconsistencies in the story and information that was told to me after the
What was
fact.
told to you? What was told to you?
Um, I can't give y'all all the information.
Remember what we talked about it earlier?
I have to leave something up for y'all to watch. Tune
Mm.
in. It'll be there. I let it know what he told me on the show, so it'll be out. But based off of everything after the fact, now that I'm out of it, I moved out. I can now see like you're not in my face with this sad puppy eyes, and I can like actually kind of understand. But I talked to J Dot too that day, so I was already like kind of like after we sat down and had the conversation with everybody and heard both sides from that moment right in the house, I started to get a little torn.
J Dot be having some real fishy stories though. You know, everybody don't be lying on you, J Dot. Remember, J Dot had the story about Jai and the dude that he was talking to and all of that.
Yeah. I don't, but this is the thing about J Dot, and I can honestly say this. I don't think that like when it comes to J Dot has no problem saying what it is. Like, for example, like if you ask J Dot something personal, like I don't know, anything, he'll be like, "Oh yeah, for sure, that's me," type thing, and he's never lied about that. So I don't think
But
even
you told
when
me earlier that J Dot was one way on screen and one way off screen. Would he say one thing off screen and then say another thing on screen?
mm, I actually never thought about that. Damn, J Dot, I tried to help you, but never mind.
I'm just going with what you told me.
No,
You
yeah.
literally said he will say one thing off screen and then on screen morphs into. I think off screen he is what's his name? Gerard, I forgot his name. On screen he morphs into J Dot, which is
Mhm.
a whole caricature. And
Yeah,
so you have to question what the authenticity of either one,
yeah.
because you have to wonder, is the person on screen telling me the truth or is
Mhm.
the person off screen telling me the truth? And I think sometimes people try to manipulate those situations because they'll try to say things in a certain manner. You just talked about that with perimeter, where people will have a certain tone of voice or have a look on their face to kind of make you gravitate more toward their side
Yeah,
and could be blatantly lying.
yeah. You right.
Whereas somebody may come off, they may say things in a way that doesn't agree with you, but they may authentically be telling the truth, you
Mm-hmm.
know? So I have to ask you, and you have to ask yourself, do you believe what J Dot told you? If he told you something off camera, can that be believed? Or can what it said on camera be believed? Because I watched that, I'm gonna watch that when the episode comes out. You know me, I watch everything.
Mm-hmm.
So when the episode comes out, because even from the bit from the trailer, when Perimeter first made the accusation, J Dot paused. And he
Yeah.
had this look where he had this very pregnant pause. And then he kind of looked around as if to say, "Oh, the camera's on." And I saw it immediately to me, it looked like he said, "Oh, let me morph into J Dot." And so it made me question, and he could have been telling the truth,
No,
but
I
it
feel
made
like
me question him just from his body language and how that pause was like, oh, and then he paused and kind of looked around. And,
yeah,
oh, the camera's on, and I was
but
like, oh,
like I really can't. Okay, again, I can't say too much, but you have to watch it, and I'm because J Dot didn't deny too much. He denied the accusation, but he didn't. It wasn't like no, I never did. I don't want to. I don't know how to say this without saying what's gonna happen. So I still believe. I still feel like J Dot didn't do anything wrong.
okay. I did you watched episode one? You watched how it was edited, right? You watched
Hmm.
the episode. I asked this last night when production was live. I felt like Perimeter was hitting on you in the confessionals and stuff. You didn't get that out of the confessionals and stuff?
I mean, so I watched it live. I just watched the episode this morning. So I watched it and I seen your comment about that on the live last night or 2 nights ago. And I think because that was in my head, I paid attention more. But I can definitely see what you mean when you say that.
Yeah, because the first time he said it, I didn't think I really think that the first time he said something about you, he kind of said you was cute, and then he said it like 2 or 3 more times, and I was like,
I think Perimeter is just like I think Perimeter has this view on me, like I'm like how I view certain like Nicki Minaj or anything like that. I think he sees me like more of like on a whole different level type thing. So I don't know. He's never like said to me that he felt that way. He's never like tried anything with me. He's never flirted with me personally. So I don't know. I just think he kind of sees me in a certain light that I don't know.
I don't want to make your boo thing in the background mad. You know, he might be, you might see that young man and want to fight or something. You know what I'm saying? I don't
He's very secure.
know.
He gotta be secure with me.
Mm. So, in terms of your music, do you consider yourself more of a singer, a rapper, all around everything? What do you consider yourself?
I'm definitely a rapper.
You're a
Definitely
rapper.
a writer, but I'm
You're a
definitely.
writer. You got bars. You
Mhm.
do you to me the best writers are people who have great intellect, great vocabulary, great command of language, and can be layered in their bars, not just surface level, stuff, but have multiple layers in their stuff. Um, what differs you from, because I feel like on a lot of these shows, you have the people that be like, oh, I'm a rapper. Everybody that's on these shows want to be a fucking rapper. And some of these people can't have subject verb agreement. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying. So, what differentiates you from anybody else who comes out here and say they're a rapper?
I really rap. I'm not here to make a song. I mean, yes, obviously, but I pay attention to my pen. I want things to go over people's heads. I try to have bars, metaphors. I'm not ABC rapping this. So what makes me different is still feel like I'm that Y2K 90s kind of rap kind of vibe. I really spit bars, metaphors. My flows change. It's not simple. I don't care if you can digest my rap. I don't care if you get that bar right now cuz you will if you sit down and break it down, you're gonna get it. But I'm not ABC rapping like everybody else out here. I really rap. That's what makes me different from
That
everybody.
was a shot at everybody else. So you think that everybody else that be on these shows, they don't have nothing on you, or is there anybody on Real Life and Music or on this show that you be like, I respect them and their talent?
I respect. Don't get me wrong. I respect everybody for what they want to do. At the end of the day,
Or
there
do
are
you think
people
anybody's
on the
on your
network.
level? Let me ask that.
Hmm?
Do you think anybody's on your level?
I think a few.
Who?
There's a new person on season Real Life of Music season 3 coming out. Can't say who, but he will be. I feel like he is on my level.
Oh, they
Um,
already filmed Real Life and Music 3? Oh God, I got more people to deal with.
we're not done.
God be with me. Because I know Greg finna ask me to interview these people. God.
Probably. You're gonna have to, but we're not gonna get into that. But no,
Well, I'm
so
saying
there's
from
one
the
person
seasons
on
we've
season
seen,
three.
from any of the shows we've seen so far.
I will say, I will say Rebel.
I
Um,
like Rebel. Rebel
I feel
was
like Rebel. I feel
very
like Rebel
slept on.
rap.
Rebel's talent. I think
Yeah,
people slept on Rebel and Rebel's talent as a rapper. I did like Rebel.
yeah. That's one beef that I wish I didn't get into because I do think him could have made some great music together personally. But I would say Rebel. I would say if we're talking about rapping, I would say now as he grows, I see Vay definitely getting up there for sure. I feel like he's starting to play more with his bars and stuff. But I don't really think anybody's really seeing my pen on the
Oh,
network besides those couple people.
mm. Give me your best 8 bars. Go.
Please, you got a check for me?
Oh, that's what we doing? I can only get it if I got a check. Hell, I ain't getting a check for this interview. Do they got a check for me for putting out for doing goddamn interview? I get paid
Listen,
for
this is
this
an
shit.
interview, John. If you want the music, John, that's another fee. I don't know what to tell you.
So should I be charging Greg a fee for having to do these damn interviews? Everybody can't do this shit.
No,
Everybody ain't built for this shit.
you put me on the spot. I can't get put on the spot like that. I wasn't prepared for you to ask that kind of question.
I told you that earlier.
You
I asked you
did,
that.
you did. But I'm on all platforms. Y'all can be the judge of
Mm.
yourselves.
So I was going to ask you, would you film another show? But clearly you will because I guess you're on Real Life and Music season 3.
Yeah.
Mm. Who? Or let's go back to this house of music, the House of Music. Who do you see it for, and who you don't see it for on the House of Music?
Music wise,
Just in general.
in general.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't I don't think there's anybody that I don't see it for. Honestly. Well, besides Jamal, personally. I don't really care for J Dot's music, but I see his grind. So I don't want to count him out either. So I don't think that I feel like the House of Music is genuinely good artists, to be honest. I think they make good music. I think they sound good. I think from where they are at the point of their career, I do see everyone that I was filming with, except Jamal. And
I mean, if you separate, does he have talent? He may be a horrible person, but does he have talent?
no, I personally, can he Jamal sing? Absolutely. Absolutely, but the only reason why I say that is based off of like his live performances that I've seen him do and things like that.
Mm.
I haven't heard a song, and like every time he goes to sing live, I get this 10-minute intro, and by the time we're in 2 minutes, I'm bored. I'm not even listening to you no more. So that's where I'm coming from when it's that. Like his state, like his brand needs work, in my opinion, and that's why I say I don't. That's the only person I don't really see it for.
Mm. So you said J Dot needs work on his rapping. You say you don't care. Why don't you care for his rapping?
It's just not my cup of tea. I'm not saying it's bad. I just don't. It's very much like he gives me like old 2 Chainz, very corny kind of vibe. It's just not mine.
Corny was your word. Okay, I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
The,
I feel like it's just his bars and stuff is it's that kind of corny to me personally though. That's just a personal opinion.
mm,
I've told him this too though.
mm. I'm trying to think who else is on this show. I know it's something we have. Doesn't Karma come into the house at one point?
Yeah.
Do you think she can sing?
No.
So why you ain't say you had a problem with her singing? Because I don't think she can sing either. But
Because
y'all be hyping people up.
well, she wasn't like a cast member. So like when I answered that question, I'm talking about the people that are on the flyer. But no,
Oh.
I don't think
So
she's
who's on the
horrible.
flyer? You got Jayla, right?
Yeah.
Jayla, Perimeter, Bando, J Dot, and you.
Hmm.
Am I missing somebody?
No, that's it. I don't know if Jamal's on the flyer or not. I don't think he is, but yeah, that's it.
So let's go to Jayla. Jayla is a singer, right?
Yeah.
Can she sing?
Oh yeah.
She can
Jayla got
sing.
that old school R&B kind of sound.
Okay.
She really is talented.
I haven't heard Jayla yet, so I'm very intrigued to hear. Um,
She's not what I expected, but I loved it.
what about Perimeter?
I think Perimeter is amazing. I think Perimeter was probably he surprised me the most. I don't have anything bad to say about Perimeter and his talent. I don't. He has
So he can sing. I heard when I went to the thing in December. What was that? We had
the festival.
yeah, in December. I went to the showcase where people, did they little,
Hmm.
talents and stuff. I was sitting in the back,
Mm-hmm.
minding my business, watching people do their thing, judging and reading people in my head.
Mm-hmm.
So I got a chance to kind of hear everybody do what they do. Like you say, some people got it and some people don't.
Yeah.
You say J Dot just don't have it, let it go. Um, what about Bando?
I like Bando. I like Bando's. I feel like he raps. I feel like I told him this too. I feel like he needs to like kind of work on different flows. But as far as his like lyrics go, I think he's pretty good. Yeah.
So you think he just got one set flow? He's not versatile.
Yeah. Same too. I kind of hear the same too in a lot of his music. So I think he needs to switch it up a little bit.
Mm. I noticed you got to say a lot to say about these people and how they present themselves. And I asked you for a good 8 bars, and you couldn't give me not one. See what I'm
It's
saying?
not that I couldn't give it to you. It's just that I choose
Mm,
not to.
mm.
But I'm not. Everything that I'm saying about these people is genuine. Is what if they ask me, yo, Chrissy, like, how do you feel about this? Da da da. As an artist to an artist, this is exactly what I would tell you. I feel like you need to throw a different bar in there.
Who else
You're
comes in the house?
creating.
I know Carmen to the house. Who else came? Didn't Dink come in the house?
Dink came in the house. Yeah.
Can he sing?
From what I heard, I have no idea. The the oh god.
Oh God! Oh, oh!
No, because it was like the thing that he presented. He went in the bathroom real quick, his phone, did a little, and it came out to the couch and hit play on the voice note that he just recorded. So I don't know. It was I don't know. I don't
I
know what.
mean, how was the voice though? You know, some people can get on that voice though and blow. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I don't know.
I didn't.
Ooh,
I didn't
ooh.
hear it.
I don't
I
know.
didn't hear it. I genuinely didn't hear it. I don't remember. Like I didn't. It was too staticky. It was based off the voice note. If I have the answer based off the voice note, I'm gonna say no. He can't. But that was the voice note was bad quality.
God. Oh God.
I love you, Dink. I do. But
Who else comes in the house? That's just God help us. Lord.
there's one more. One more. Oh wait, was Sparky on the flyer? No, he wasn't.
Who is Sparky? Is he a singer or a rapper?
A rapper.
Is that the one who said who was on the trailer who said who was in the room with J Dot talking to J Dot?
I think so.
Is he a singer or a rapper?
He a rapper. He good.
Oh, he's a good rapper.
He surprised me when he played his music. He surprised me.
You know, I'm not gonna say that. I was about to say something.
Because if I would have did it, you'd make me say it. So what she finna say?
But you know, playing something for someone is one thing, but going live and saying, "Let me sing for you, let me spit for you,"
Mhm.
is different. I respect people who I can hear live and not on the recording. Where you in the studio, they can mix and do all kinds of stuff to everything. I need to hear the real,
Mhm.
the raw. You
Mhm.
know what I'm saying?
I agree.
I'm from the old school where rappers rap. They had lyrics.
Mhm.
The lyrics were layered.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? I come from old school rappers. It was about the lyrics first. The beat came secondary, but it was about the lyrics first, and then the beat. And now most rappers is let me get a beat and then let me try to rap to the beat
Yeah.
instead of having. Those are people to me who don't have anything to say.
Mhm.
They just want to have a beat and rhyme to a beat, as opposed to people who had literally had something to say,
Yeah.
and then they got a beat that could fit to what it is that they wanted to say and how they wanted to say it. And that's kind of the difference between a lot of the old school and new school. In the
With
same
Chrissy
vein
and
with
everybody
singing,
else.
anybody can ying 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 around the house and sound real good in the shower, where they feel like the acoustics sound good. The shower is drowning out your imperfections. But
I
You
agree.
know.
That's the difference between me and everybody else.
Mm.
I
So
write for fun.
in your estimate, well, who would you want to do a collab with? Who in the house would you say I would love to collab with them?
Jayla, Bando, and Perimeter.
Jayla, Bando, and Premier. Okay. Have you reached out to them about doing a collab?
We've talked about it a couple times. I'm actually writing something. Perimeter sent me a verse not too long ago. I'm writing something for him. But me and Jayla are kind of on. We talk about it all the time, but we want something. Jayla's very talented, so I want the perfect song for her to showcase her
Now
talent.
I see Bando in the chat. You know, in order, the people. Bando, don't get mad at me. I'm just saying
So,
what the people say. Okay, the people say if you're gonna collab with Bando, he got to be able to get a piece.
oh, who?
I, that's what the people say. I saw that in the chat in a couple places. I said, "Oh God."
Wait, what? He get a piece of cake? I don't like what? A piece of pie? A cookie?
Literally a piece of cake. You're right.
What? I
I,
set you up for that one. I did.
I don't know that that's true. I'm just saying. I
Me and
saw that in a
Bando grew
couple
like a
lines.
like that's like bro. Me, Bando,
I
and
saw
Jayla
that
is
in a
like
couple
siblings.
lines. I said, really? It's
Not
like
me.
that? And
Not Jayla.
then when I saw him, and this was right before I saw something say that, and this was right before I went to the festival. And then I saw him performing with Vay, and I'm looking at him, I'm like, Vay.
Ben-
Oh Lord. Bando, did you see them on the collab with you, Bando? That's what they said. That's what the people said. I ain't gonna tell you
Riemann.
who told me that. I saw 2 or 3 people say that. I ain't gonna tell you who it was.
I need to know.
Mm.
Curious. No,
Child.
Bando and Jayla like we grew a genuine like that's
You
like
have me really intrigued about Jayla. I really want to hear Jayla sing. I'm very intrigued
yeah.
about
He's dope.
Jayla. Um I want to ask some question, but it's so early in the season that mm, was there any shenanigans going on in the house? What kind of shenanigans? I'm going to ask you. What kind of shenanigans was going on in the house? What do I need to be worried about?
I don't know. I'm gonna be. I went if I'm on the time that you're on. If I'm thinking what you're thinking, I went to sleep. So I don't know what happened after hours. I went. I ate my food. I smoked my blunt. I went to bed.
Are you just
My
telling me
own
that
bed
because
in my
you're in the,
room
are
by
you just
myself.
telling me that because your boyfriend is in the room with you
No, no, no,
and
no.
you
I
don't
went
want
in
to
my
have no
room.
repercussions from your boyfriend who's looking at you and giving you this look like, I hate to have to fuck you up because you
Oh,
out here with these motherfuckers in this motherfucking house. I don't
no,
know.
no. I genuinely. The only thing that I know
Did
went
you ever
on
hear about
is
people
J
doing
Dot and
stuff with
Perimeter.
each other? Because people kind of tell you stuff. You ain't got to tell. It's just me and you. It's just me and you here. Okay. Just me and you. Sometimes when you be smoking on the back porch with people, they be like, "Man, I had some so and so. That shit was good as fuck, or
No,
that shit
I
was
really.
trash as hell."
Teddy, I promise you, if I knew something, I promise you I would tell you. But the only thing that I know is what we all
Bando say they was hunching in the house, and now you over here talking about what nobody doing nothing.
Bando, but
See
let's
what I'm
not
saying?
Bando. You know I went to sleep though. Let's not. I went to
Mm,
sleep.
mm,
I don't know
mm.
who was
And
hunching
ain't
the
nobody
house.
tell you nothing.
No, me
I
and Jay,
didn't say you
we was
did
in our own
anything. I
little.
said, did anybody tell you anything?
Mm-mm. No, the only thing I got told was Jada and Perimeter. That's it. I don't know anything else. You don't believe me, but I'm telling the truth.
I probably got more stories from the house than you do.
You probably do. That's the thing.
You know what?
I don't. The only listen, y'all should know this by now. I'm not keying with nobody I don't really care about, and there's only 2 people in there that I really care to talk to, and that was Jayla and Bando.
Them the only 2 people you care about. The rest of them can go to hell.
Hope don't
Okay.
burn too much.
Perimeter, you can go to hell and burn. J Dot, you can go to hell and burn. Karma, you can go to hell and burn. Dink, you can go to hell and burn. Jamal, you can go to hell and burn. Anybody? Oh, what's the other guy name you said?
Sparky,
Sparky, you can go to hell and burn.
y'all can take that how y'all want. It's no disrespect, but that's just really what it is. I don't text them, don't call them, don't. Hey, how you doing? Let's go hang out. Da da da. So the only people I do that with is Bando and Jayla to this
Mm.
day. So
Not why those two and not anybody else?
I just I don't know. I feel like we connected on more of like a maturity level kind of thing. Like me and Bando, we've talked outside of the show. We went out, hung out, and I got to know him as a person.
So what made Perimeter somebody that you didn't want to that you don't see it for? I shouldn't say don't see it for, but was it your cup of tea?
The situation with the
With the
accusation.
accusation?
hmm That's
Outside
I
of that, was he okay?
Yeah, he's a cool person.
How
He's cool
early
as
on
hell.
in y'all being there did the accusation come? Did that happen after the first night?
Yeah, that was
Oh,
day
it was
two,
after the first
morning
night.
two. I
Oh.
woke up after sleep. Like I just got there. It's
How
my
many
first
nights were y'all there?
three.
Oh.
So this is like day two, like fresh out. I'm not even. It hasn't been 24 hours since I've been in the house that this happened.
So they was getting there early.
hmm
Mm. What do you believe happened?
I believe they hit whatever that they whatever choice of drug it was, weed,
And
anything.
let me go. I'm glad you brought that up. Cause Greg tried to act like, oh no, it was no. These people had drugs in this goddamn house.
I mean, that's what I believe happened, and it's a sex and whatever it was
Was there
probably a
drugs
sex
in the house
drug.
outside of marijuana?
Yeah,
Thank you for telling the truth. Cause Greg got here. Oh no, I ain't see no drugs. There wasn't nothing going.
I mean, it wasn't. I've hit a bong. It wasn't that. So, and that's what happened. They did that, and
Was it
probably did
Tina?
what they did, and
Was
boom.
it was it Tina? Was it Coke? Was it crack?
I don't know the exact. I don't know exactly what it was. I just know it wasn't weed.
Mm. And you both of them hit it.
That's what I really believe happened. Yeah.
And after they hit it, they was fucking. What do you think happened after they
They
hit it?
probably they probably hit it, probably connected off of it type shit. Probably went in the room, did what they did. One of them perimeter probably fell asleep type shit. Woke up, J Dot all up on them type thing, and probably forgot what happened. And now it looks like what he said it was. I'm not saying perimeter was lying, but there is definitely something he should have. Something's not right. I just feel like that. I feel like he hit it. They fucked. He fell asleep, woke up middle of the night, forgot what happened, forgot he hit it type thing, and went
So you
and
think
ran
they
with the
fucked?
story that he ran with.
You think they fucked and then Perimeter went to sleep and J Dot wanted some more, and when Perimeter woke up, J Dot tongue was in his asshole, and he thought that it was something nefarious.
Yeah.
So, but you do think they fucked? Who's zooming who? You know, Aretha Franklin, Aretha had a song that said, "Who's zooming who?"
Don't bring
Who?
Aretha into this.
She had a whole song. The song said, "Who's zooming who?
I
Who's
don't
zooming
know. I
who?"
don't see J Dot getting zoomed, so
You, I think Zadok take more dick. J Dot take more dick than a little bit. I
I
think
don't know.
J Dot gives me size queen.
You think so?
What?
Hmm.
Mama gives me if she fucking bitch, you got to be of a certain size to lay her down. I feel like Mama.
Hmm.
I feel like she's gonna be burst, but I feel like if she's gonna do the bending, baby, you got to be of a certain size to whet her appetite.
I mean, Perimeter said he was a top though, so I guess you might be right.
Perimeter got meat over there.
I don't know.
You lived in a house with these people for 3 days.
I did not. Me and Jayla were in our own little room, minding our own little
Listen,
business.
let me help you understand something. If I'm living in a house with people for 3 days, you better be damn skippy. I'm gonna know what's going on downstairs with everybody in that motherfucking house.
Look, I don't give a damn. As long as y'all ain't touch my weed, my stuff, y'all have fun. Do what y'all want to do. Come get me when y'all need me.
So Perimeter say he a straight top and he ain't taking no dick up the booty shoot.
That's what he said.
He probably I believe if they fucked, he might have fucked Jada. Oh, they might have flip flopped. I don't know.
I
But you can't tell me that J Dot is a strict top. I believe Mama
I don't
likes
think
to
he's a
get dick in her
strict top.
ass.
I just don't see him letting perimeter top him.
Why not?
I don't know. So it just doesn't. It doesn't click in my head.
Listen, let me help you understand. Let me help you. Let me come on. Let me school you. Let me school you.
All right, I'm here. Come on, what's up?
We have certain people. Y'all call them size queens. The old people call them dick pigs.
Oh my god, I never heard that.
And what that means is they're gonna walk in the room professing to be a top.
Mm-hmm.
However, if you are of a certain size, that immediately triggers them and they ready to take some dick.
Mm.
And they turn into slap bottoms.
Okay.
And so if I'm going with your story that they got high and they did, when it and perimeter pulled out something and that something was big as hell. Why you think so many thugged out ass DL dudes love doing stuff with our trans sisters? Because a lot of the trans sisters be dealing with third legs over there.
Mm-hmm. That's
And
true.
once they see that kind of stuff, all other stuff gets thrown out the window. All of that mask, feminine, all of that stuff. Baby, when something comes out and gets hard and blood flows, all of that gets thrown out of the window. It's like they go into a trance.
Yeah. I don't
You know,
know. Even with that information, I still don't see it. I don't. I'm gonna ask you.
let me put up this what Bando said. If he told you that Bando, that more so proves
Oh,
my point. Anybody who
well,
said they like a mask and they only bending over for trade, those be the main ones. You pull out a dick of a certain size.
but is perimeter masculine to y'all?
To me, I don't know. I'm to me, it doesn't matter masculine or Chrissy. I'm going to say if you walked in a room with a certain group of these individuals that I'm talking about,
Mm-hmm.
and you had a dick of a certain, let's say you got a big, I don't know what you got going on downstairs. Let's say you had a double digit inch penis. You got
Mm-hmm.
a big old third leg. They don't give a damn how feminine you are.
You right.
At,
You
at
right.
that point, all they see is a big ass dick, and a big ass dick is the greatest sign of masculinity and machismo.
You right.
All of the other aesthetic goes out the window. All they see is a big ass dick, and that is the ultimate sign of masculinity, and they want to take that shit down.
So I guess in order to answer the question, we gotta find out what size they working with to determine who was doing the bending.
Mm. I think it might have been a verse situation.
It might have been. It might have been.
Well, what you got to say,
Right.
Bando?
What's T?
Begging our pardon. You doing the bending
It looked
over
like
there, or you
Jada. It
getting
looked like
bent?
Bando knows something that we trying to find out.
Right? Do you know something we don't know, Bando? Because you got a lot to say over there. You got a whole lot to say, sir. You know something we don't know? Who's zooming
Now
who?
we stop typing.
Hmm. Now he ain't got nothing to say. That's how they do. Mm.
So I don't know. Now I'm thinking about it.
I know what I'm talking about. You probably been in a couple situations before. I ain't gonna before you was with your boo thing. I don't know what y'all. I don't know I don't know if you top bottom verse. I don't know what you got going on. But you know how it be. You go over there to get your back on out. You whip out, and if you larger than they are, they're gonna be like, oh.
I mean, yeah, yeah. That's why I'm like, you right. You right. You right. Now I'm thinking about it. I don't want to
Mm.
think about it though.
And these be the main ones who tell you, "Oh, I ain't with that faggot shit. I
Mm-hmm.
ain't with them fifth shit." And the listen, you get in the room and whip out.
I know. Oh yeah.
and then they gonna leave the room and say the same thing, and you be looking at them like, only reason I ain't putting you out there is because I'm being nice, but I
Mhm.
could dog walk you and put all your business out about what we just did in here.
Yeah. Never mind. Let me shut up.
You know I ain't lying. You know I'm not lying.
You're not. You're not. You're not. So let me rethink my answer to the previous question. J Dot might have been the one getting banned.
That's why I say, Hate Rita said, "Who's zooming who?" That's what she said. A whole song.
Oh
Yeah.
God.
Anyway, I always try to leave some time on the interview for people to ask me questions. You have any questions for me?
What are you expecting based off the first episode for the rest of the season?
I'm not expecting a lot.
Okay.
And I say that because I'm expecting more drama than music.
Mm.
And I hope I'm pleasantly surprised. I hope I get more music than drama. Because I really am curious about, if you tell me Jayla can sing her ass off, Perimeter can sing his ass off, I want to hear motherfuckers singing their ass off. You know what I'm saying? I enjoy I think that was the Saturday night at the festival
Mm-hmm.
because I got to hear got to hear people in their element, rapping or singing, and I got to really judge whether or not people was good or bad. And that's the kind of stuff I want to hear you rap. I want to hear you sing or whatever it is you tell me you can do. The drama comes with the territory. I know that's gonna come, which is why I be mad when Greg be all on the camera. You don't need to create drama, Greg. The shit is gonna come.
Mm-hmm. It is.
God,
Especially with me. I'm always gonna press my issues.
Lord.
Okay. Okay, I have another one. Who is your favorite so far? And just off the first episode, and why? And your least favorite, and
How
why?
can I have a favorite or a least favorite?
You have an idea. You have the answer. Sorry.
My favorite is production right now.
That's great.
My least favorite is production.
Hmm.
That's my favorite and my least favorite.
And you know
Why?
what? I can't even argue that because production's in the damn joint, so they're part of the character.
Right. He was on the show just as much as everybody else.
Yeah.
I will say I'm something about Jamal, as much as everybody hates him, something intrigues me about Jamal. I'd like to interview him
Mm-hmm.
because we get so little, we get just these little snippets of him. And I feel like behind the scenes, off camera, y'all get more of him than we get on screen. And so what happens is I feel like we get a skewed or jaded view of him because all we see is what's presented to us off screen. Whereas y'all may have very locked in views or feelings about him because y'all see him or interact with him more than we have on screen. And so whenever someone is such a lightning rod or a pain point, it makes me want to know more and see and know what I'm not seeing or what we're not privy to that may have affected how everybody else sees him. So to me, Jamal is the most intriguing for me because I really want to know more. Like I really want to know what's going on, what you got going on. I'd love to have a good 2 hour sit down interview of Jamal to really get into some stuff.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
What I'm not looking forward to is, if I'm being brutally honest, this is gonna come out harsh.
No shit.
They played that part about J Dot talking about being molested and all of this stuff.
Mhm.
I don't like when shows like this
Mhm.
toward the gay community promote or prop up those types of storylines, because
Mhm.
people outside of our community, they loved hearing that, because to them the only way somebody can be gay is if something went wrong.
Mhm.
They got molested, or there was something horrible that happened to them in their childhood, and that's what caused them to be gay or bisexual. And for most of the gay community, that's not true.
Mhm.
Most of it, we didn't have nobody that molested, or there wasn't this horrible thing. That it's just who we are. That's in our DNA.
Yeah.
And even some people, there are a lot of people who have that story and
Mhm.
are not gay, which goes back to it being genetic and not having to do with one situation in life. And what happens is people hold on to that situation, and they've been taught so long by the general public that, oh, that's what made you gay, or that's the reason you're gay. And they hold on to that because most gay people are, I'll be honest, want to be straight. And
Mhm.
they don't want to be gay. And so if they could utilize a certain situation or a certain point in their life as to be the explanation as to why they are who they are, they will lock onto that, hold on to that, and always want to expound on that. When in all actuality, it was going to be who you were, regardless as to whether or not you went through that situation. Notwithstanding, not to say that it's not a horrible situation, because nobody of any sexual orientation should have to endure that, but it shouldn't be your explanation as to why you are who you are.
Mhm. I agree.
And so I don't like when that kind of storyline is promoted. So that's one thing I'm not looking forward to, is that I think we see enough of that. And I think that when we, as people within the letter people, as they like to call them, when we harp on that and promote that, that gives the other people exactly what they need and what they want to use as ammo against us, to say that we're wrong and the only reason we are who we are is because this horrible thing happened, and that's the only reason you are who you are.
Yeah. No, yeah. I agree. I understand. I can agree with that part. The first part about Jamal, I'm sorry that you feel that way.
I know, and like I said, I don't feel one way. I don't feel good, bad, or in between. But
What I mean is
I
like,
just want to know more, because we don't get to know. We don't have as much information as you all have. Y'all have a lot more information to
not
go
really,
with on Jamal than we do.
not necessarily.
I mean, because y'all have had more interactions with him than we have.
Mm,
We only see what's presented on camera.
mm, he's not around as much as you think he is. The camera makes it look like he's always there, type thing,
No, the camera makes it seem like he's never there.
but that's the thing. So we really only see what y'all, because he's either can't get there or leaves early or blase blase. Yep, yep. Unless, and that's talking for just, obviously Siani grew a relationship with him and hung out with him, so blase blase and things like that. But and Vay, but to my knowledge, based on what everybody
Wait,
said,
they
we
had a
feel the same way
relationship
you
with
feel.
him. Him and Vay was what relationship did him and Vay have?
There's allegations being thrown around right now,
That
so
they was fucking.
that's one of the allegations. Vay says no, so Jamal says
What
otherwise. So
Jamal said they fucked. Vay said they didn't.
I think it had to do with like,
The cash strip.
yeah, that whole thing is still a thing. We're still trying to figure out what happened in the room. So I don't know, whatever their relationship was. But those are the only two people I feel like that really could tell you more about him. And maybe J Dot, based off their relationship. I don't know if they got one. I don't know what they had
Him
going.
and J Dot was fucking too. You know they say J Dot be fucking or getting fucked by everybody.
Look, I don't know. I don't know.
A lot of spoons been getting dipped into sugar bowls.
I got some information about them that makes me feel like that was once a thing, but I don't know.
Is this something we need to talk about backstage when we get off camera? We'll talk about it backstage when we get
Yeah.
off camera. Mhm. Anyway, any other questions you have for me? I don't kept you on here for over an hour, and I try to keep us down to an hour. But any other questions you have for me? Because I try to give people the chance to ask me questions.
This is the first time I'm actually like I've been on the network for a couple years now. So how do you feel about me? About what I give? Be honest. I love Cutthroat. I love it.
Oh, oh God. I think that like a lot of people, I think people like all artists
Mhm.
in especially in the music industry, everybody thinks so great of themselves. Like everybody think, bitch, it's me and everybody else. And that's what drives most artists. Some are right and some are wrong in, in how they feel. And what I don't like is I don't think we get enough of the music part
Mhm.
to make a good determination because many of you all may have great music or may be very great and prolific in your ability, but because the shows unfortunately harp on so much of the drama as opposed to the talent, we don't get to see a lot of the talent.
Mhm.
And that's unfortunate. And so I'm always intrigued by people who tell me they're a great pen and that they're great lyricists. And so I want to hear more. So now I'm gonna go comb through some of your other stuff that may not have gotten any light on the show and listen because I want to hear more. Like I like lyricists. The
Mhm.
greatest rapper to ever live to me is still Rakim the God. You know, he's one of the greatest rappers to ever live to me. Because he changed the game and how people thought about lyrics and used to make people take out dictionaries and thesauruses in
Mhm.
order to understand what he was telling them. Um, I'm old school. I like a KRS-One. I like Nas. You know what I'm saying? Like that's me.
Mhm.
So
No, yeah.
that's how I feel. People talk about Lil Kim, but Lil Kim paled in comparison to my girl Foxy because Foxy wrote her own lyrics, and Foxy was that girl, and Lil Kim changed her whole voice to
Mhm.
mimic Foxy. I
Mhm.
always tell people, listen to Lil Kim's first album, and then listen to the second album. It just sounds like
Exactly.
totally different. And she was trying to mirror what Foxy was already doing.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So that's just me. Yeah, but I'm different in that. I feel like Nicki Minaj is only good as a feature, but not on her solo albums.
Wow. All right,
Mama
this
give
has been
you a
great.
feature.
It was nice
Mama give
talking to
you a
you. I
feature.
gotta go. On that note,
Oh, you are part of the Barbs. You wanted the Barbs.
I
Oh,
am. To say that is crazy.
y'all. I feel like Nikki. If Nikki is featured, Nikki, you don't want to fuck with Nikki. When she's a feature on somebody's song, you can
That's
put her.
very true. That's
You
100%.
can put her up there as one of the greatest lyricists and rappers, male or female. When she's featured, I already know mama finna come at me hard.
Mm-hmm.
When it's just her song, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying that at all. But to me, I love hearing her featured. On some of her songs, I'm okay. Some of the songs, I'm like, But Nikki, because I feel like when she's featured, it's normally with the men, and
Mm-hmm.
she feel like she got to go toe to toe with the men, and she come hard, and
Mm-hmm.
it'd be like, oh yeah. But I don't always get that same energy on her songs when it's just her. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying I always like to hear Nikki featured or with somebody, especially with a guy, because I feel like she comes hard because she want to prove, you know.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Nicki features definitely hit.
Mhm.
They definitely hit.
I've never heard a bad feature by Nikki, and
There's not.
I've never heard a bad feature. If she's featured, I've never heard a bad one.
The song might be bad, but the feature is not.
But the feature is not. That's what I'm saying. I've never heard her
Yeah,
on a
no.
bad as a feature. I'm just saying.
Oh my god, that's so unfortunate that you feel that way about her solo songs. Wow.
Some of them are okay. Some of them are good, but overall, I'll be like, okay.
Okay.
I used to be a fan of Remy Ma, but then I had to think, was she really writing this or was her husband Pap writing this.
Gave Pat the right.
Pap is
That's
the
what it
greatest.
gave.
Pap has one of the best pens out there that people
Absolutely.
sleep on. People sleep on Pap's pen. What? You don't
Pat,
want no parts of him.
he don't get it. His name isn't mentioned enough when we talk about writers.
It's not mentioned enough. Not mentioned enough. And that's why when I listen to Remy, because Remy goes hard, but in my mind, I'm thinking, did she write this or did Pap write this?
Based off of like the music now that her and Pat not, I gotta say Pat wrote her stuff. I have to.
That's what I'm thinking. Right, like you said, because the stuff that comes out now, you be like,
Yeah, I don't know if it's just because she's getting older and her pen's
right,
getting,
but
but
it ain't.
I gotta Pat wrote her stuff, and that's just what I'm going
Just
with.
like after Biggie died, what happened to Lil Kim?
Exactly.
Mm.
No one's ready for these conversations though.
But we know Lil Kim, her lyrics were written by Biggie. Let's be clear, because he was blowing her back out
Exactly.
while
We know.
married to Faith.
The ones that know. The ones that are diehard fans act like it's not true. So whenever they're ready, we can talk about it.
And that's why, even though you know how people used to say Safari used to write for Nicki, but Nicki still had good songs after she wasn't with Safari no more.
This is my thing. As a writer, there's certain things that people do that you're going to hear all the time.
Right. And that's
There's
why I
just
couldn't
certain
agree
things.
with
Like
that,
I
because
have things that I write about all the time.
even
Like,
even after she left, after her and Safari wasn't together no
it
more,
didn't change.
it didn't exactly. And that's why I'm like, I can't go with that, because she
Exactly.
still. When I would hear these good features, be like, you did that shit, Nicki. You did the
Yeah.
fuck out of that shit. And this was well after Safari.
That's the thing that people don't understand. I can always tell because artists, we might experiment when it comes to writing. I might write an R&B song, but you could still be like, oh, that sounds like Chrissy. That sounds like something Chrissy would say. So even though people write different in different genres, different music, there's going to be indications within the song that's gonna be like, oh yeah, she wrote this. For example, just easy example. If Nicki don't mention something about being sons, people being their sons, first of all, it was always a thing. She always said that in her songs. That's how I knew Nicki wrote this. In every
And
song, she
that's
said
just
that
like
in a
me. I'm
different
a
way.
writer. I write I write literature. And so there's
I write
certain
short
things about
stories.
my writing that I write, and it's me. Like certain things you're gonna be like, he ain't write that. That don't sound like. And as a writing instructor, I teach writing, and
Yeah.
I know after I read a couple things from my students, I know you ain't write this. Where you got this from? That's not. I know
And
your
I used
writing.
to never understand it when my teacher said that to me, but I get it. And that's the thing. I write short stories. I write poems. I don't just write music. I tested out of my writing classes in college. Like I really like to write. So there's just certain things that I can just be like, yeah, nah, you didn't write this. This does not sound like this at all, or this, or this. It sounds complete. You didn't write this. Ain't no way your vocabulary grew that fast to something where it's not. Granted, it might, but nah, it just doesn't. You can just tell.
So when you, as a writer, when you hear other people, is that something that you think about? Like even some of the other artists on the platform, when you listen to what they do, are you immediately coming at it from a writer's perspective, or are you coming from it from an artist's perspective? When you listen to what people,
So it kind of depends. If you just say, "Oh, here, listen to this real quick," I'm listening to it as just an artist to artist. But if you come to me and be like, "Hey, I need your opinion on this song. How does it sound?" Then I'm gonna come to you as a writer first, personally. So it really depends on the context. Excuse me. I typically people tend to say I kind of come in as a writer more than an artist, just subconsciously. But I try not to because like not everybody wants to know the depth of what they just want me to just listen to and be like, yeah, this is good, this is dope, beats nice, type thing. But I can break down any song if you want me to.
that's why I talked about earlier the difference between the old school rappers and the new school rappers, like 20th century rappers before 2000 and 21st century rappers, where 20th century rappers, it was the lyrics. They had something to say. They
Yeah,
wanted to get it out. Whereas after say maybe 2007 or 8, a lot of rappers were beat oriented. It was about the beat. more so than it was about what they had to say.
My mom blasted MC Light, Heavy D, Slick Rick, um, um, Salt and Pepper, like Chub Rock. That's what I listen to. Those are the people that I listen to. Like when I want to write, I'm like, okay, it's time to write. Let me go get some inspiration. I play that playlist. Obviously, Nicki's in there. That's one of my inspirations too. Lil Wayne is in there. Like they're whatever. But that's what I grew up on. So that's all I know how to when it comes to music. I don't. I liked there was a story being told. There were metaphors. There were punchlines. There was creativity and everything. There was wordplay. Point where I was like, hold up, pause the song, went back. He did not just and had to do that 3 times just to catch the bar. That's where I come from. That's why mom blasted on the way to school when it was time to clean up. Anytime. Those are the artists that I grew up listening to. Mom, I didn't listen to the radio until I was like older. I didn't know but as a kid in those early development stages, I was playing. Oh, my mom was playing old school rap and R&B for us type thing. So my music taste and my style comes from that alone. That's why I say I really rap. Like I really push my pen because those are who I aspire to be like. Those kind of people with their pen, not anybody new. I can't tell you. And the only person that early 2000s would be Wayne and Nicki when it comes to like inspiration. Personally,
No Jay-Z in there.
no, I never really liked Jay-Z, even when mom played him. I like Nas.
I like Nas too.
Yeah, I like Nas. I listen to Jay-Z, but I'm not gonna say he's a hero.
If you were an old school rap listener, I would ask you the quintessential question: Wu-Tang versus Tribe Called Quest. Who do you like better? But that's a story for us old rap heads. Who's better, Tribe or Wu? And I would judge you based on who you said was better.
Like, well, I'm not gonna answer that.
Do you have an answer? What's the answer?
We gotta no. You're gonna
What's
judge
the
me.
answer?
I feel
I
like
need
you're
an
gonna judge me.
answer. Since you brought it up, what's your answer? Wu-Tang or Tribe?
I'm gonna say Wu-Tang. But that might just be
That's
because.
because that you're an Aquarius. It makes sense.
Oh my god!
It makes sense. I'm Tribe Called Quest all day.
But I'm playing. But that's just because I'm
I
personally.
respect Wu-Tang. Listen. I love and respect Wu-Tang.
Yeah.
But if it's Wu versus Tribe, I'm going Tribe every day of the week, twice on Sunday.
I don't know. I gravitate towards Wu-Tang before Tribe. That's why I say that personally. Look, see, that's why I wasn't gonna answer.
Listen. I never respect. There were people on Wu-Tang who I didn't respect their rap game. For example, I still don't respect Method Man's rap game, but that's a whole nother story. Now you come to me with somebody like Inspector Deck,
Yeah.
RZA, and different. Some of them I'm with, but they had too many people, and some of them was like, try it. You knew Q was gonna come. Q was gonna come with it. You knew Fife was gonna come with it. I mean, he was just there to play the beats and stuff. But quiet as it's kept, he was playing beats that Q had created. But Fife was gonna come hard. Q was gonna come hard. They was with Muhammad. They was gonna come with it.
Yeah, I agree.
I respected most of Wu. I loved Wu. Most of them. Some of them are like.
I can agree to a certain extent, but yeah, like Method Man, I feel like Method Man's dope when it came to certain points though. Not always. I don't think he always hit, but when he hit. In my opinion.
Like my favorite were Inspector Deck, RZA. Those are my two favorites.
Yeah, those are key.
Those are my two. Oh man, I even respect people like who's real slept on from back in that day. The Muddy Waters album by Redman. I could listen to that Muddy Waters album.
I haven't heard that one.
Oh my god, that's one of his early albums. Muddy Waters.
I'm gonna play that.
You could just press play and just listen to that Muddy Waters album and just let it ride.
I'm gonna play it.
Yeah. KRS-One is one of the greatest lyricists ever.
Absolutely.
I told you one of my favorites of the greatest rapper to ever live. to this day to me is still Rakim the God from Eric B and Rakim. Um, shoot, Nas is one of the greatest ever.
Absolutely.
To do it is so many that I like.
Yeah.
But I have some people who I like. People be like, "You like him?" Like I love Fab. I don't know. I love Fab. Fab. I always have liked Fab. Always.
Yeah. It's like you have to, I don't think I've never met. Let me not lie. I met one person in my entire life that didn't like Fab.
Like Fab be spitting. Fab be here for all of the function.
Yes.
Fab be like, "Oh, this is what we do. Okay, let's get it."
No, yeah, I love
You
Fab.
know?
Fab's dope. His music is dope. I feel like if my list, but she's not really that time period. I would put only thing I would agree with everybody who said. I would just throw MC Light up there, but I feel like that was later.
Oh, listen. If we go on female lyricists, MC Light
That's
is one of the top 3 female lyricists,
absolutely.
and she and it's it probably in the top 20 lyricists. MC Light,
Yeah, MC
and
Light
she's so slept on
was
because
a
she was
problem.
different um back in the day. She was so different
Mm-hmm.
from but a lot of every one of those old school early ladies, they had to do different things. Like Moni Love had to Roxanne Shante had to be different. Moni had to be different.
Mm-hmm.
MC Light had to be different. Yo Yo,
Mm-hmm.
they
Because
all had
it
to.
was a male dominated. It was really male dominated back then. So in order, people don't really understand when females be like they didn't take us seriously. They really didn't. A
Mm-mm.
female walking into a studio was a joke to the males.
And so they had to be doing something that made them go. So the ones that did make it, you knew they had to be going in there doing
Exactly.
some shit. People sleep on Queen Latifah and her
She was one of the
early
top, in
stuff,
my opinion.
huh?
In my opinion, Queen Latifah was top lyricist too.
Yeah, I'm saying her early stuff. She had to go in there like motherfucker. What?
Yeah.
Now she was a hard ass still lesbian, not living in her truth back then, but that's a whole different story. Back in the day, some people play certain roles and they try to morph into that role. And I think when she played Cleo and set it off, it allowed her to just really say, "Let me just live in my truth because this is really who I am."
Hmm.
Or another example, Tupac. You look at Tupac before the movie Juice
Yeah.
and after the movie Juice, it's like he morphed and became Bishop
Hmm.
from Juice. And and a lot of actors tell you if you're a really good actor and you really go into a role, you literally have to become that
You
person.
become that character.
And
Absolutely.
that change. And I feel like for Tupac, when he became Bishop, everything after the movie Juice, all of even his rapping and everything
Hmm.
morphed into that character.
Yeah.
Like Heath Ledger ended up killing himself after doing the Joker for Batman because he couldn't come out of the character.
Hmm. Great character. Side
Mhm.
right up there. But
So I
yeah,
think the
no, I
same way
agree.
with Queen Latifah when she played Cleo and was allowed to become that character and really live in her truth. Because I really feel like Cleo was her truth.
I think it was.
She was different after that.
She became Queen Latifah.
Mhm.
But no, yeah.
Anyway, I done kept you up here long enough. I'm sorry I kept you this. Normally don't keep people this long, but the conversation got real good when
It
we
was
really started
good.
talking music. You know what I'm saying? I like to talk music. I'm here for all of the music. That's why I be mad that we don't get more of the music and less of the drama.
I can say that there will be a lot of music on this show.
Good. That's
There will
that
be a
that.
lot of music. If y'all saw in the trailer,
Mhm.
we did go to the studio. We did learn some things
Got a studio over in Loganville.
hmm
Okay.
so there is definitely you're gonna hear everybody on the cast. You're gonna hear everyone in their music. So I can't say that. I feel like there's a good amount of drama and music. I feel like it's even with this show. So
Do do you feel like what you put out during the show was good?
I do. I I don't. I'm very particular when it comes to my music personally. So anything that's out on social medias or anything that's out on all platforms, anything that I present to anybody, I stand behind 100%.
I
Um,
did put your link tree. Your link tree is in the chat, so you can check out. Chrissy's music. If you go to the I'm sorry, not in the chat, in the description box for this video, you can see the link tree and go listen to her music and stuff like that. Her link tree is there. So go enjoy it. Also, a link to Real Life Reality's YouTube channel where you can go and watch the series is there. And go subscribe, show it a good time. Go download Chrissy's music on all platforms and enjoy it and digest it.
And get
Anything,
caught up because there's new stuff coming.
anything you want to say to the people? Your final
Um,
words. Your final words to the people.
Thanks so much for coming and watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Again, it's Chrissy from the East, and don't forget the exclamation point.
Wait, why are you from the East?
Because East Side. I'm from Pennsylvania,
What part of Pennsylvania?
Philadelphia, West.
Philadelphia.
Mhm.
But if you're Chrissy from the East, why and you're from West Philadelphia, that yeah.
So I started saying Chrissy from the East because one of my second performance I ever got booked was in California. For Compton Pride on the West Side. So when I was on stage just doing my thing, it just came out because like I'm from the East Side. I want everybody to know that I was from the East Side, but I didn't want to say I'm from Pennsylvania. Da da da. I just want to say it's Chrissy from the East, and don't forget the exclamation point. And it kind of just stuck, and I just been saying it ever since.
Chrissy from the East, don't forget the exclamation point.
Mm-hmm.
It would have been bad if I did not include the exclamation point.
Yeah, I wouldn't have came up. I don't play about because you by now we all know the exclamation point is my name. So at this point, if you don't put it, I feel like you're playing with me,
I
and I
did
don't
not
like.
know. I put it because I saw it, and so
But
I said, "Well,
common
let me
sense,
put
you
the
see, it's
exclamation
always
point."
there on the show. It's always there
It
on.
is always there, so that's why I put it. I said, "I don't want to be disrespectful." I try to be very respectful of people and
Mm-hmm.
their names, titles, and everything. I try to put everything that they have there. That's just like when people put L Teddy 27. I never capitalize the L Teddy part.
Mm.
It's always a lowercase e for L Teddy 27 because I don't take myself that seriously. And
Okay.
so I don't think I'm serious enough to have a capital E for the L Teddy 27. The official does have a capital O,
Okay.
but the L Teddy 27 is all one word. People try to separate L and Teddy. It's all one word. There's a reason. Um, and it's always lowercase e on the L Teddy
Mm-hmm.
because I don't take myself seriously.
Yeah. The exclamation point is my brand. My name is Chrissy. People call me Chrissy day to day. The exclamation point is the brand. That is the most important part of my name because that's my personality. So you take that away, you're taking a piece of me away, low key. So I don't play about that exclamation point.
You could take everything away from me. I'm not that serious. I'm not somebody to be taken seriously. Anyway, thank you so much for coming up here, Chrissy.
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you
having
for the
me.
interview. I hope you enjoyed yourself. Stay right there. We're gonna go backstage for the after show. Anyway, as I always say before I leave, I love y'all. I love on y'all. Thank you all for being vocal present and active. Thank you for doing what you do. Thank you for any and all contributions that you make to the channel. They're much obliged and much appreciated. Please make sure you go to the description box of this video so that you can get all of the information on how to reach Chrissy, download Chrissy's music, and also you can go to the channel, the YouTube channel for Real Life Reality, and watch the episodes. That's all I got for y'all until tomorrow. Thank y'all for coming. Y'all drive safely. We are out.
Bye.
Love y'all.